Alright, what's happening, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I got my NFL ranking tier list. If you like this content, make sure to like and subscribe. Helps the channel out. I made a goal. I'm on the road to 25 subs. I know, crazy. For the 3 people that watch this video. Appreciate you. Alright, let's get into this. We got Tennessee Titans. Titans are an interesting team. Oh, before I get into this, let me just clarify. So, D is bad. That just has to be the worst of the worst. C is a team that probably won't make the playoffs. They're not awful, but they're just not good. B is like, okay, they're in playoff contention. They might make the playoffs, they might not. Probably like an 8-8 team, 9-7 team. A is like, yes, for sure, they are making the playoffs. They'll win the division. And then S tier is like, they're the best of the best. Okay, so let's get into this. Tennessee Titans. They're borderline A and B for me. They were really good last year. They did lose some offensive line, but I don't know how that will affect Derrick Henry. If you guys hear a chirping in the background, I would just like to clarify that is a smoke detector. And I've done everything in my power to fix that. I put in new batteries and stuff, and it's still chirping, and I don't want to take it off the wall and mess with the wiring because I don't want to electrocute myself, but yeah, if you guys know how to fix that without taking it off the wall, let me know. Anyways, Tennessee Titans. They just picked up Jadeveon Clowney. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go A with the Titans. They're really good last year. I can't hate on them. I think they'll make the playoffs again this year. I think they're more likely to make the playoffs than not. So I'm gonna have them in A for now, and I'll figure out the rest later. Dolphins are D. I think their entire offensive line is completely new starters. I know they brought in like Byron Jones and Kyle Van Noy, but I really don't see this team being successful. I don't think Matt Breida and Jordan Howard are going to get it done in the backfield. Fitzmagic is only going to get like half the starts before Tua comes in, and Tua's going to have some growing pains. The Dolphins are not in a place to compete or even really compete for like an okay spot. The Browns I'm going to put in B. I think last year they were definitely C, but I think this year they're going to be B. New head coach, new offense coordinator. I think the team's still absolutely stacked. I think this is a borderline playoff team, and that's why they're in B. Jacksonville Jaguars is D. No need to explain that whatsoever. They're horrible. They cut Leonard Fournette. I mean, the team literally has no one on the team. They have some good receivers, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, are they tanking for Trevor Lawrence? I don't know. It's really weird. Lions. There's a lot of hype around the Lions, and it's also very possible that the Lions were the only team to get better in their division from the Vikings, Bears, and Packers. They're good. I don't see them being a playoff team, though. I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of hype around the Lions. I know Swift is dealing with the injury right now. They lost Darius Slay. They picked up Okuda in the draft. The team's too young. I could definitely see them going maybe 7-9. But no, I'm going to put them in C. I don't see them being in a playoff contention. Vikings. Vikings are an interesting one. I don't think they're A, just because I don't think they're a guaranteed playoff team. I'm gonna put them in B. I think that's a fair rating for the Vikings. This NFC division, the NFC North is a very tight division, but Kirk Cousins, they did lose Stephon Diggs, Adam Thielen. The team's solid. They lost what's his face, Everson Griffin on the D-line. They got picked up by the Cowboys. They brought in Linval Joseph. Their corners are not good. Their secondary, their corners are really bad. The safeties are good. The corners aren't. Michael Kendrick's good as a linebacker. I don't think this team is a for sure playoff team. I could see them definitely making the playoffs though. I have them. I'll keep them in B. Bucks have high expectations. Bucks are going in A. Tom Brady, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. The offense is going to be great. There's no doubt there. I have to put them in A. If I put them any lower, I feel like that's disrespectful. The Bucks are trying to win right now. They picked up Leonard Fournette. Like, they are doing everything in their power to win and get Brady another ring. So that there's no reason why they shouldn't be A. For the 49ers, I don't know if they should be A or S. I think since they're in the Super Bowl last year, they deserve to be S tier. And when we're thinking that's a BS statement, which, that's true, but the team got better in the offseason. They picked up Teron Arms. No, who's the left Trent Williams. They picked up the left tackle from the Redskins, one of the best left tackles in the NFL, just to help out that run game. That offensive line is now stacked. The stud Mostert, who kind of broke out last year. Jimmy G's gets the job done, even though they run it most of the time. George Kittle's still there. They brought in Emmanuel Sanders. Like, the team got better. Like, this team deserved to be an S. That defense is still disgusting. They did lose Buckner, but they picked up Jabal Kinlaw. The team's still really good. They have to stay in S. They actually got better this offseason. Atlanta's weird. Atlanta's so weird, dude. I don't know. They're B or C for me. Falcon fans are going to hate me. I'm going to put them in C. I might receive a lot of hate for that, but I mean, Matt Ryan's good. Julio's great. Calvin Ridley, I think, is on the come up. I have him on my fantasy team, but that defense is not good, and Todd Gurley is injury prone. And as we saw in the playoffs, if you want to win, you have to be able to run the ball. And with the Atlanta being in a stacked division, I don't see them making the playoffs. I really don't. I don't even see them as a B tier. I'm sorry. Ravens are A. They're not S tier. Lamar Jackson has still not won a playoff game. I'm going to hold that against him till he does. I'm sorry. They've cut Earl Thomas. That's all I got to say. They're A. They're still going to be the amazing Ravens who have a really, really good record, but they're not an elite team. Bears. I am a Bears fan. I might be a little biased here. I'm going to put them in B. I think B is really fair. Obviously, the quarterback situation is really whack right now with Trubisky and Nick Foles. They didn't pick up Trubisky's fifth-year option, which clearly means it's his last year on the team. If Bear fans don't understand it, it is his last year. I guarantee Nick Foles will get the start within a couple weeks. Trubisky will be the QB for week 1. But other than that, the team's great. They brought in Jimmy Graham, Cole Kmet, 2 solid tight ends. They still have Allen Robinson. He's going to get a lot more targets. I think the offense will just be better with Foles. I'm sorry, Trubisky. I love you, but, you're really inconsistent and you're bad most of the time. They couldn't run the ball last year. You have to assume they're going to be better. The Bears finished 8-8 last year, and that's exactly what I had B tier. God, I can't talk. That's what I had B tier as, is like a playoff contention team. And the Bears were close to making the playoffs. They were 8-8. And they were so bad with running the ball, you have to imagine they'll be better. I think they're one of the worst rushing teams. Jordan Montgomery's good. Tariq Cohen's good. I think the offense can only be better. I still think the defense is going to perform. There's so many players injured on the defense last year, and they're still able to perform. So I have no problem with placing the Bears in the B tier. Bengals are interesting. Joe Burrow, A.J. Green, Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon. I have to put them in D. I'll also put these in order. Just kind of looking at this. Let me do this. Let me do this. I'm a Bears fan. I don't have them over the Packers. Shut up. Do this. Hold up. What the heck? And there we go. Okay. The Bengals are good. They're definitely the better of the D tier. I can't put them in C tier just because I have the Lions and the Falcons there. And it's Joe Burrow and the Bengals will be great. And they might, but they're not the same tier as the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons are a lot better than the Bengals. So, man, that damn chirping won't stop. I'm sorry if you guys have to listen to that. I'm doing everything I can. But Bengals belong in D. I'm sorry. They might be great. They might. I still don't have them having a winning season at least. They might be borderline C. But, I don't expect them to win more than 5 games. I'll be honest, maybe 6-10, that's D. Cowboys are B. Cowboys aren't A. I'm sorry, Cowboys fans. You always have a stacked roster. You just can't win. I don't know if it's Dak. I don't know if it was what's his face, that head coach last year. But Cowboys are B for me. They could make the playoffs. They could not. The Eagles could win that division. They could make it as a wild card. I don't think they're a guaranteed playoff spot though. The team's stacked, and you look at it, it's like, man, they should definitely make the playoffs. They find a way to lose. Probably one of the most stacked rosters in the NFL, probably besides the Saints. But yeah, I had the Cowboys in B. Texans, this is interesting. Texans are also going to go in B. They lost Hopkins. It's purely just going to be off of Deshaun Watson. I don't even know if they make the playoffs. This team, I mean, they're going to fight. Their schedule is so hard when they start off with the Chiefs in week 1 and the Ravens in week 2. And this team's just going to be carried by Watson, but he can't do it all. Like, the Texans, if they somehow win the Super Bowl, great. I don't think they're a guaranteed playoff spot. I think this B tier is perfectly fine with me. Yeah. All right, Colts. I'm going to receive a lot of hate on this one. I'm putting them in C. I'm sorry. I don't understand all the hype around the Colts are. One of the greatest O-lines in the NFL. I'll give you that one. But other than that, like, what? Marlon Mack and the rookie running back, their run game's not going to be great. But it might be because of their O-line, so I take it back. Phillip Rivers had his worst year last year, including his rookie season. Phillip Rivers was terrible. And that Chargers team was not bad. We're talking about Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Hunter Henry, Austin Eckler. The Chargers did not had more weapons. I think he had more weapons with the Chargers than he does on the Colts. All he has is an upgraded O-line. Like, T.Y. Hilton's good. I mean, you drafted a bunch of guys. You got Michael Pittman in the second round. I mean, I thought they lost Eric Ebron. I think he's on the Steelers now. Like, I don't understand why people think the Colts are going to be so amazing this year. Like, I don't even think they'll make the playoffs. I really don't. Phillip Rivers was trash last year. I'm sure he'll bounce back. I'm sure he'll have a better year because last year was something else. He just had, I don't know what was going on, but he came out, he said he was like addicted to porn and stuff. That was really weird. I don't know why I brought that up, but I thought that was super interesting. No, I didn't. I'm kidding, but fuck, dude. You can't say that stuff to the public. But yeah, I don't see the Colts being successful. I'm sorry. I'm a Colts hater. Whatever. Back-to-back picks receiving hate. I'm putting the Rams in C tier. I don't think the Rams will make the playoffs either. The Rams basically cut everyone. They have the most dead cap in the NFL. Jared Goff. I don't know what happened to him. He was bad, and then he was great, and then he was bad again. I love Sean McVay, but I also didn't talk about the Colts defense. Let me talk about that real quick. It's good. It's not great. The secondary's not great. Darius Leonard's great, but no, I'm sorry. I don't see the Colts being successful. Same thing with the Rams. Jalen Ramsey's cool, but I mean, what else do you have? Aaron Donald. I grade it great. Probably the best 2 defensive players like on a team. But like their linebacking core isn't great. I know they got like Corey Littleton back there, but I don't think the offense is going to struggle. I really do think the offense is going to struggle, especially against good defenses. I'm thinking, well, no shit, every offense will struggle against a great defense, but that's not always true. The Chiefs always seem to be great. The Saints, I don't think the Rams will be in playoff contention this year. Chargers. Chargers are going to go in D for me. I'll have them above the Bengals, though. Let me fix that. I'll have the Lions back here. Don't pay attention to these rankings. I'm going to stop ranking them because then too many people get pissed off at me. I did say the Chargers over the Bengals, though. The Chargers are interesting. Chargers, just they deal with too much injuries. Derwin James got hurt for a while. They don't have a QB. Tyler Taylor, he's good. They're not going to be throwing that ball, though. Justin Herbert, I assume, will come in at some point. I don't know. He might sit the whole year, it looks like. He might start playing after, like, week 8 or so. But I don't see the Chargers being good at all, which is a shame because they have so much talent on that defense. I really I wish they would be great, but this team always gets ruined by injuries, and this is a safe pick. I don't even think they're in C tier. Chiefs are S. Chiefs are probably the best team in the NFL. You didn't need me to tell you that, though. They won the Super Bowl last year. It's really hard to win 2 Super Bowls back to back, but I feel like the Chiefs have a really good chance of doing that again. I really don't think any team compares to them. I love Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They got the Texans tomorrow, Thursday. Can't wait to watch that game if I can. Chiefs and Texans, though. I think the Chiefs will win, no problem, but the Chiefs look really, really good. That offense is the most deadly offense. You know, I'm a fantasy guy, and it might be possible that they might have the best quarterback, receiver, tight end, and running back all on a fantasy team. Like, I have Clyde Edwards-Helaire in my fantasy team. But you guys aren't here to talk about fantasy. You're here to see my NFL rankings. I'm sorry, I keep getting sidetracked. Chiefs are the best team. That's all I gotta say. Saints. Ooh, this one's tough. This one is tough. They're between A and S. I think I'm gonna have them in A. And they did bring in Emmanuel Sanders. Did I say him going to a different team? No, they lost him when he went to the Niners. What am I saying? Or no, did the Niners lose him and they went to the Saints? Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh my god, you guys are going to hate me for that. Yeah, no, the Niners lost him when he went to the Saints. I apologize. Okay, anyways, Saints are really good. Saints are stacked. O-line stacked. Quarterback, receivers, running back. Even though Kamara's had some issues, I think he'll still be playing week 1. Defense is still really, really good. Demario Davis is really underrated. They might be borderline S tier for me, but actually I'll put them in S. I really do think out of all these teams here in the top 6, I think the Saints have a really good chance of making the Super Bowl this year. So with that, Giants are D. I'm sorry. Giants fans, I feel like you deal with this every year. If you're a Giants fan and a Knicks fan, and I'm sorry, New York sports suck, or a Jets fan, like, dude, I'm sorry. I don't know why, but the Giants suck. I'm sorry, Daniel Jones. He might be the answer. You gotta build some weapons around him, though. The dude fumbles like every other play. Saquon's great. Yeah, at least you have Saquon, but I mean the defense is bad. It's all bad. Eagles are B for me. Eagles would be A, but I feel like the division is gonna be really close with the Cowboys, and the Eagles somehow just lose everyone to injuries. I think Miles Sanders will have a great year. I think if Carson Wentz can stay healthy, the Eagles will be great. The receivers always get hurt. Jalen Reagor, I think, is hurt right now, too. They got Deshaun Jackson, Alshon Jeffrey. If they can stay healthy, that offense is amazing. That O-line might be the best offensive line in the NFL. I really think that. I really do think that. So, I don't think they're A tier. I don't think there's any guarantees, but I definitely think they'll be in playoff contention. And going on to my next team, same thing with the Steelers. Steelers, same deal. Big Ben coming back. Let's see what he does. He does throw quite a bit of picks sometimes, but with that offense, you know, he's got Juju back in the slot. I think Juju will have a much better year. James Conner. Their defense is still nasty. I don't think it's a guaranteed playoff spot, but I think they'll definitely be in playoff contention. Broncos. Broncos are C. I don't think they're D tier. I don't think they'll make the playoffs, but I definitely don't think they're the worst of the bunch. They got a ton of weapons for Drew Lock. We just have to see how he performs. The defense is good. They just lost Von Miller to a possible season-ending injury. He might have just lost the whole season, so we'll see what happens there. I'm sorry for Von Miller. I love Von Miller. That really sucks. If the defense can perform and the offense can perform as well, I think C tier is pretty fair for the Broncos. Packers, I'm throwing in B. I know I had the Bears, Packers, and Vikings. Again, in the Lions and C. I think it's going to be a very close division this year. The Packers are interesting. They got Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, and that's about it. You guys all know the draft situation where they got Jordan Love traded up, didn't get Aaron Rodgers any weapons. The Packers got worse this year. They lost their Brian Bulaga, their really good right tackle. They brought in Funches, but I'm pretty sure he opted out or something. They just have no receivers. The defense isn't great. I know Kenny Clark and Zadarius Smith, but I mean any team like their defense against the run is terrible. Their secondary is okay. They got Amos that they stole from the Bears. Jerry Alexander's great. I don't know. I don't think the Packers are going to be amazing. Aaron Rodgers is in such a weird state where if the Packers don't make the playoffs, I won't be surprised. If they make the playoffs, I also won't be surprised. Again, they're in that beer tier. They're borderline, just like the rest of the teams in the division. Panthers are C. I think they are definitely not the worst of the bunch. I don't think they're making the playoffs, though. McCaffrey's great, but other than that, I think DJ Moore is going to be really good this year just since Teddy Bridgewater loves to throw, short routes. He can't really heave it down the field, but Teddy Bridgewater is definitely an upgrade over what they had last year, so there's that. They did lose Luke Kuechly. I still think the Panthers will be all right, but I don't think they'll be in playoff contention. And that's going to go with the Raiders as well. The Raiders are not good. I don't know. There's a lot of hype around the Raiders, like Ruggs and Jacobs, and I don't know. They're C tier. I don't think they'll be in playoff contention, but I don't think they'll be the worst of the worst, like I said, over and over and over again. Redskins are D tier. I definitely don't know who will be worse between the Redskins and the Jaguars. It's got to be the Jags, honestly, but the Redskins are right there. The Redskins are so bad. I don't know what's going to happen with them. Cardinals are C tier, and I think a lot of people are high on the Cardinals. I don't think they'll be in playoff contention. It's crazy. I think they need one more year. One more year, and they'll be in playoff contention. But Kyler Murray might have sophomore slump. It's always a thing. Hopkins is great. That was a great addition. They brought in Isaiah Simmons, monster on the defense. But I think C is fair. That offensive line is not good. The defense really isn't that great. I know they got that one corner out there. I'm forgetting his name, the rookie. And they got Budda Baker. Chandler Jones. I know, you can say the names. I don't think they'll be in playoff contention. Bills are B. Josh Allen. We'll see what he can do with Stephon Diggs. Josh Allen is just so inaccurate. And I know it's going to piss off Bills fans, but the Bills are just not. Their defense is great, but their offense is okay. They got Zach Moss. I think that's going to be a great addition in the draft, but I think B is fair. Seahawks are A. I don't think they're that S tier, but I definitely see the Seahawks making the playoffs for sure. No doubt the Seahawks will make the playoffs. It depends how great they'll be. But I don't think they're one of the best of the best. Russell Wilson's always going to do his thing. He's got Locke, he's got Metcalf. We'll see if the running backs can stay healthy this year, but unfortunately did not get Clowney. But it's all good. I think the Seahawks are still easily in A tier. Jets are D. Jets are horrible. The Jets are so bad. I'm thinking about moving the Chargers up, but I'm going to leave it be. Yeah, the Jets are just so bad, man. You guys don't need me to talk. Their one great player in defense, C.J. Mosley, opted out. So, such a weird year with COVID. And to finish off, we got the Patriots. Patriots are going to go into B. If they don't make the playoffs, it would be a shock. But I don't think they're in crazy playoff contention. I don't think they're guaranteed to win the division. I think the Bills are right there with them. We got to see what Cam Newton can do, though. They got an EC week 1. We'll see what Cam Newton can do. The defense is still going to be great. They did lose Kyle Van Noy, but I still think that defense is going to be really good with the McCourty brothers. But, yeah, this is my tier list. I think this is an extremely fair tier list. If you get upset, this is the most real tier list I can make. There's obviously, some you can switch. Maybe you could put the Chargers in C. Maybe you could put Atlanta in B. Same thing with the Colts. Maybe you could put, I don't know, the Ravens and S, but I think this is the most fair. This is my opinion. Let me know in the comments whether you agree or disagree. I'd love to hear you guys. I haven't really received any comments. I don't know who will be actually watching this video, but if you made it this far, I appreciate you so much. Make sure to like and subscribe to get more of this kind of content. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and peace.